master training class. This is probably the class that I really enjoy the most when it comes to building your network marketing business here with Vacation, because it's the classroom setting that where you really start developing the leaders and those who are going to really go out there and make some huge waves and noise in the industry and in the MLM industry. And so we definitely want to welcome everyone. And I was going to go off on a tangent, but I'll digress for a second here for some announcements. This is Jamal. My name is Jamal Mumford. I am out of Atlanta, Georgia. National executive here with Vacation Travel, and Kemp Satchel is in his absence. He is actually on the road. He's traveling. Boy, I tell you, he was up in where was he? He was at the Myrtle Beach at the convention, and then came back home, and then I traveled to Philly because I was up there for a couple of days. We spent some time with him doing some masterminding. And then, now he's on the road, and he was in Boston, Massachusetts yesterday. I called him. He was on the road and got home literally 6 o'clock this morning just to get back up in 3 hours. And now he's doing a Super Saturday there in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and getting ready for that himself and Ann Jones. So definitely, give your applause and much gratitude to our leadership who's really leading the way and leading by example. And so he called me up this morning, and I was kind of sleeping, but he called me up and said, "Hey, can you do the training today?" And I said, "Okay." I learned one thing is you got to be, when I was developing myself as a, doing ministry, I remember, one of my mentors said you got to be ready in season and out of season. You got to be ready in season and out of season. And so, of course, Kemp and I have been rolling together for at least 12 years now, and he knows me well, and I can't tell him no when I know he needs something desperately. And I said, okay. So I put together something in a matter of about 20 minutes, and it's going to be good. I've been doing this a long time, so it won't be bad. Anybody, just bear with me. Nobody, leave yet. It's going to be good. I promise you. So in his absence, we definitely want to thank him. We want to thank all the leadership out there. Preston Scott, I see here. I see Rick and Tracy Hargrove. Not to miss anyone, but I definitely want to thank you guys for continuing to be a leadership diamonds out there, and the international executives that really been the examples of how to win. And for those of you else out there that's on the call, and I don't want to miss anybody, but I just saw those two names. When I look at the names, I'm not looking at the names anymore. I want to just say thank you for being on this webinar. Thank yourself for showing up to class, because the one thing I learned in the industry early on is that when I was in the industry, I remember one time when I was really struggling in the industry. I couldn't make the industry work for nothing. And I remember someone saying to me, "Jamal, you went to school for 4.5 years to become a TV director, to become a journalist," because I really went in to become a TV reporter and an anchor, which I'll explain to you why I have this picture up, because it's going to coincide with what I'm going to teach on today. And I remember him telling me, he said, "Well, Jamal, you went to school for 4.5 years to become a TV, or to become a journalist. But Jamal, if you just went to class once a week, because you knew that if you didn't go to school, you was not going to get that bachelor's degree in broadcast telecommunications and mass media at Temple University, where I went. You would have not gotten that degree if you didn't go to school for 4.5 years." And I did if you notice, I did the 4.5 year program because that was a little special. No, it's a long story, but okay. But anyway, I did the 4.5 year program, and he said, "Well, it's the same thing in network marketing. You had to go to school to become a journalist, to become a professional journalist," and where I ended up making 6 figures, right? People who make 6 figures in life, right, in a career path and jobs, right, they're not people that just did nothing. They're people that went to high school normally and, went to college. Normally that's what happens. So he said the same thing in network marketing, that this business, you have to learn. You have to learn techniques. So this class is designed. This is a class you cannot miss, and it is being recorded. And I hope that if you can't, have to get off early, whatever, go listen to the playback, because you got to be in class. You got to forever be a student. And that's one thing that I can definitely, I'm not an ego-driven person. I don't have a big ego in the sense of I do have ego, but I don't have a big ego in the sense of I'm too prideful to learn anything. And I've always said I'm always going to remain a student. I'm always going to remain a student. There's always something new to learn. Will anyone agree with me on that? There's always something new to learn. And the minute you stop will be the minute you stop growing. The minute you stop learning, the minute you stop growing. So the minute you decide to stop plugging in, the minute you decide to stop going to meetings, and as good as you may think I'll just kill myself, as good as I may think, or as good as we may think we are, you could be even more. You could be even better. Right? You can be more better. So what I want to talk about today in today's class is I want to talk about, pulled this slide from the internet actually, but it was really powerful, and it was really powerful when I read it because it's exactly my point that I want to talk about today. Because I'm going to share my story, and then I'm going to jump into the portion of the class today. And it says the secret of the power of the universe. The secret power of the universe. See, folks, there is a secret to you becoming very successful in your business. In vacation, even within vacation, we are all in vacation. There's a secret to becoming successful. And the universe has provided this secret. And if we tap into the universe, see, folks, there's something about me that I'm a principle-driven person. One thing about me, I strive on living life by principles and laws. Why do I live life by principles? Because, see, I was jacked up. I didn't have any knowledge of anything. You may look at me now and say, wow, Jamal, you're so smart, you're so awesome, you speak well, whatever you may say, but I know the old me. And I know the transition I went through from the old me to the new me. And becoming the new me was because because I learned to be driven by principles. Can anyone type that out? Type out principles, right? Type principles. Learn to be driven by principles, not emotion, right? Not what you think is right, but be driven by principles. Why should you be driven by principles, you may ask? I'm glad you asked. You should be driven by principles in your life because principles are the only thing that are time tested. Principles are the only thing that are time tested, which means the time has passed enough that the results have continued to manifest themselves based on following a certain technique, a certain pathway. And the minute, see, there's a book that I read that says, see, there's a way, he says, lean not unto your own understanding, right? Because what happened is, when you lean to your own understanding, normally what happens is that pathway leads to death. Well, here's your vacation terms. That pathway leads to you not having successful business. That pathway leads to you having a home-based business, that will lead you to having an unprofitable business from the comfort of your home. Notice I said that, an unprofitable business from the comfort of your home. And those who are generally having an unprofitable business from the comfort of their home are generally people who are not doing their business based off of principles, but they're doing their business based off of emotions, feelings, and old ways of thinking. Okay? So notice it says here, the secret power of the universe, how to use the law of attraction for manifestation, attract money, health, love, and success. How to use the law of attraction for manifestation, attract money, health, love, and success. But I'm going to change that word attraction, and I'm going to say relationships. Relationships. How to use the law of relationships. So this is something deep that I had to understand. I understood very early on. How to use the law of relationships for manifestation. How to use the law of relationships to attract money. How to attract health, attract love and success in your life. The law of relationships. Everyone say the law of relationships. And you may have never ever heard this before because it's not widely taught throughout the universe, but it is a universal law. And if you understand how to utilize the law of relationships, you will be amazed that you can have sweatless victories in your life. You can have sweatless victories in your life. You're going to sweat, but the sweat is not going to be as much sweat as the next person, because you're going to learn how to utilize the law of relationships. So I share this story because I want to share my story here. And if you're on a webinar, you can see these pictures. So if you're not a webinar, you don't get the value of seeing these pictures, but I will talk the pictures, okay? I'm a journalist. I know how to talk pictures, right? Okay. So here I have on the screen a picture of, many of you may or may not know, but back in 2008, I won an Emmy Award, because I directed the President Obama election when he first went into office. I directed the President Obama's election coverage for CBS News in Philadelphia back in 2008, and I won my first Emmy. And let me tell you, folks, I still get chill bumps when I think about that I won an Emmy, because I came from very, very, very humble beginnings, being raised with a mother who was on welfare. Raising 4 kids, actually 5, and my one sister was, life ended shortly at a young age. And so I really had no representation of any kind of success, because living in the projects there in South Philadelphia, there was nothing around me that really would say that I would be one day winning the Emmy Award and crossing the stage and winning the Emmy. But here's the thing, if you notice here, when I won this Emmy, and this is an actual Emmy, now there's different kind of Emmys out there, FYI. So I wasn't on the brand stage. You see the Emmy Awards, because the Emmy Awards are divided into different groups. So the reason why the TV industry don't have our Emmys on regular television is because we don't make millions of dollars. We make hundreds of thousands of dollars, but we don't make millions. Okay, so you have the movie industry, you have the TV industry, and the TV and radio industry. Okay, and so it's the same Emmy, same size, same weight, everything is still the same. You got to pay to get all kind of things, but it's not profit, but it's still an Emmy, because we got to compete for it. You got to put your videos in. You got to, just like the way they do the movies. The best director, the best actress. Same thing with us, the best director. And so when I won this Emmy back in 2008, it really, when I crossed that stage, I could not believe. I would say, wow, I did it. But as I woke up this morning and I began to think about, and I always knew this, but to put it into words here today for a teaching, is that I learned something about this Emmy. Here's some pictures. This is actually where I was sitting when I won the Emmy. Just the control room at CBS News, right there. I'm sitting in that very same chair. That's where I did the whole show that I put together, a 2-hour special election coverage that I did. And here are all of us on stage. All my bosses, the anchors that all work with me as I put together that broadcast to win an Emmy. And then obviously, ultimately, my best part was when I got to walk home to my mom, and she got to hold that Emmy, and she just broke down and was just so proud of me. And I was more just happy to be able to accomplish something for her, because we didn't have much success in our family initially growing up, but she was a very, very hardworking woman, trust me. And so in knowing this principle about winning this Emmy Award, I'm looking at the same thing when you look at your business. You're looking at your Emmy may be you being an international executive, you being a diamond, whatever it may be. We all have that goal in mind. But folks, you have to understand that how I won that Emmy was very simple. I learned the power of the law of relationships. I learned that if I mastered having and generating wholesome and successful relationships, it would indirectly affect my success. See, what relationships do, ladies and gentlemen, is, my number one formula for success is this. You want to write this down. My number one formula for success, and I always say this, okay, my number one formula, my simple, sweatless, and least resistant formula for success is this. Find someone who is where you want to be and do exactly what they do. I say it again. Find someone who is where you want to be and do exactly what they do. Now, when you write that down, please rewrite it, and please write the word exactly in bold, capital letters. Underline it, circle it, highlight it, pink, orange, blue. I don't know which way you guys do, but please, the operative word in this entire quote is exactly. And when I learned that from my mentor many, many years ago, one of my first mentors that I had in my life, when he shared that with me, I adopted that concept because I didn't know anything. I didn't have any success in life. I thought I would be either a drug user or a drug dealer or on welfare. I really just thought those two things would be in my life. That was always around me. But thank God I went to boarding school, and I had a certain IQ, and these teachers in public school, they saw there was something about me and said, send this guy to boarding school. He's something special. Thank God this one teacher in the third grade saw this to me, and I went to boarding school in fourth grade, right? And that began that process for me, right, of seeing something different. So it got me out of that environment. See, because you are a product of your environment. That's why sometimes why we struggle today, because those old environment ways are still trying to permeate in within us, right? So do exactly what they do. So I began to live that way. So when I got into television, right, I remember someone saying to me, a gentleman came to me and said, you know what, because of your work ethic, Jamal, I was a production assistant. He said, Jamal, would you be interested in being a TV director? Here I'm 23 years old. You know, I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, and to become a TV director in Philadelphia, the fourth largest market in the country, right? You know, most people are in the mid-30s to get that kind of job. But I said yes, you know, very scaredly, right? Because I'm like, me being a director, I see what you guys do and have to go through and the pressure of that job. But I said yes. And then when I said yes, I said, you know what? I know how to do it. Because if I exercise the universal law of relationships, I can attract money, health, love, and success in my life. And I learned that because it already began to happen in my life. And so what happened was, all I did was I found the guy that actually asked me was the #1 director in Philadelphia. He was making about $150,000 a year, right? And his name was Paul Zucker. And I said, all I got to do is find someone who's where I want to be. So if I want to become a great TV director and I want to prove to my boss that I can do it, all I got to do is find someone who's where I want to be and do exactly what they did. Do exactly, because in network marketing, folks, network marketing, bar none, is a relationship business. It's a business about relationships. And the person that's going to make the most money, you show me your business, you show me your relationships, and I can show you where you're going in your business. Because what happened is, because I hung around Paul Zucker, I would work 40 hours a week at CVS, right? At CVS the pharmacy, but then I would go down to Fifth and Market, right? And I would spend about 4 to 5 hours under Paul Zucker. And I would learn his techniques. I would learn his directing styles in that control room. I would learn how he would say things. Stand by camera 1, take camera 1. Ready this, stand by camera 2, by camera 3, right? You know, increase the lighting, shading on camera 2, right? You know, pan left, pan right, dolly left, right? I would learn all these things, and I would learn from him. I mean, I learned some stuff in college, but in college I was more trying to be a reporter in front of the camera, which I was doing. It was a little different, so I began to learn these things, but I started doing I would go home and I would practice doing exactly what he would do in front of the camera, right in front of the television. What was I doing? I was utilizing the law of relationships rather than saying, give me the job, I'm going to do it, I'm going to figure it out on my own. I'm gonna go just get in the corner. I'm gonna try to do some things. I'm gonna try to figure it out on my own. And even when it became uncomfortable, because then it became a point when I had to go through the training. And when I asked him, I said, Carl, will you mentor me when you coach me? He said, of course I will, right? And then, but there were times when it got rough. When I finally went in what we call the hot seat. And the hot seat is when you actually sit in that chair, right? And you're live on the air. And everything can go wrong when you sit in that chair. Lights can go out, microphones can die, reporters' live shots can drop out at moment's notice, right? Anything can happen. You know, and I mean, and now when you're in the hot seats, now it's baptism by fire. Now you're in the fire, and I had to perform, but I had to get constructive criticism. Why was Paul Zucker able to give me criticism, and I had to take it? Because he's already where I want to be. See, folks, but the relationship I had with Paul Zucker, because see, folks, I utilized that relationship, and I'm break down what I mean. I'm gonna give you 6 principles on why relationships are important for your success. You cannot go to the next level until you learn to exercise the law of relationships. See, because even in the MLM industry, my success became only when I understood the power of relationships. See, even as on this call, I mean, just thinking about one person, Preston Scott. I know he's on a webinar right now. When I met Preston could tell you, see, I began a relationship with Preston Scott. See, and I learned to glean from Preston Scott. And he may say he learns from me sometimes, but I have learned a lot from Preston Scott. Why? Because I learned in my mind, what people understand is when I meet people, right, I learn to utilize the law of relationship, because I'm only going to become better based on the people in my circle. And the minute you think that you don't need relationships to grow your business, you cannot be a lone ranger. You were not designed to become successful by being a lone ranger. You must exercise the law of relationships. So I'm going to give you 6 quick principles, and then we'll be done today, about the law of relationships. You have to have great friends and great finances if you want to be successful. You have to have great friends and great finances if you want to be successful in your business, in life. So 6 principles and benefits of building new friends and relationships. Why should you be bent on building new friends and new relationships in your network marketing business? Because see, even when you go to prospecting, I'm not just prospecting, just a prospect. And you will become a better prospector when you understand I'm looking for people to develop a relationship with so that we can go to the next level and be successful. And those that you build a relationship with, and not like Kim Satchel, him and I have been doing MLM for a good 10 years. Probably about 8 years, right? 8 years. And we've been building businesses for that amount of time. And him and I have always had much success because we built together. Right? Preston Scott, I've known even back in the day when we came into vacation in 2007, we all formed a nucleus. Bruce Bailey, we were the original pioneers of this business. And we all worked together. And and we all shared the stage together. We all built our team together because it's about relationships, ladies and gentlemen. Don't ever underestimate the power of relationships. Change happens at the speed of relationships. I'll say it again. Change happens at the speed of relationships. I didn't get to the principles yet. Just talking here. Just some notes, okay? Because your business will take off or not take off. Your business, now there's so many factors in growing your business, but I'm just talking about that there's one area. This is a universal law that, folks, this is the easiest law. I'm not going to say easiest because people can be difficult sometimes. Sometimes it's going to be challenging. But this is the simplest part of the business that can help you grow exponentially very fast. See, I'm all looking for the simple ways. The simple ways. Because I learned it's not an easy business, but it's simple because it's principle driven. And if you follow principles, you don't have to figure it out anymore. So folks, your business change happens at the speed of relationships. Everything starts in life with who you know. Everything starts in life with who you know. As we said in the news business, what you know who you know will get you there. What you know will keep you there. Who you know will get you the diamond. More than what you know will get you the diamond. I just thought about that. Who you know will get you the diamond. Who do you know? Who do you know that's doing your business right now that's having success? Who do you know in that next position And based on who you know will get you there, regardless of how much time it may take. But who you know will get you there. What you know will keep you there. Relationships are very important. Now maybe you may say, well, there is a time, because you got to know. You got to know this business. You got to become knowledgeable. But you also got to know how to develop relationships. I love when Donald Bradley gets in front of the room and he shares. He says, "This is my squad. I have my squad." As I said to Kip the other day, I said to him on the phone, I said, where would Donald Bradley be today without the Trey Harris, without the Shaniza, without the Ann Jones, the Tanya Mazells, the Cedric Whites that came alongside of him when he came into this business? Do you think that when you count up all the money he's making, all those individuals add to his salary cumulatively? Right? Relationships. It's a relationship business. Now, here's what I want you to write down. Within the law of relationships, you must understand that, folks, the law of obligation. The law of obligation. See, when you involve yourself in relationships and you involve yourself in people's lives, you know, as the book says, if you want to have friends, you must show yourself friendly. So what the law of obligation says, the law of obligation is the easiest way to get someone to engage in your business, to get someone to really be interested in your business. How do you get someone to follow you? So they say a leader who has no followers is simply taking a trip on his own. Because if a leader don't have any followers, then he's not a leader, because it's not a leader. So you have to learn how to practice the law of obligation. Now, what does that say? See, I can obligate Preston Scott to be able to answer the telephone call when I call him, because I don't just treat Preston Scott just as he's just out there. But when I see a Preston Scott, I'm going to engage with him on a continual basis. Maybe not every day we can engage, because we both have busy lives sometimes. But if he called me on the phone and he needs help, I'm going to help him, right? I'm going to spend time with him. You know, I'm going to collaborate with him, right? I'm going to do things with him. Why? Because see, now I can obligate Preston Scott that when I need help tomorrow, that he's willing to help me. See, this is deep right here. I don't know how to say it. Maybe I should leave this one alone. Should I not go deep? Maybe I should leave this one alone, because I can really go deep on this, but maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. I'll let you guys. I'll see if you guys want me to go deep. Oh, Debbie said go deep, go deep, go deep. Okay. Because, you know, guys, as a personal development, I'm a life coach, as many of you have not known. So I study things at a higher level than what most people think. So sometimes it may come out a little harsh, but it's because I studied the principles, and I know that this stuff works. See, folks, I know that I can get a Donald Bradley to respond to my text message, because I go to the meetings, right? I show my face, I shake his hand, I humble myself, right? Make it to the front of the room to show myself accountable, so that when I need his help, I have actually obligated him to want to help me. See, I can obligate a Preston Scott, just like Preston Scott can obligate me, because guess what? Preston Scott has done things, and I'm going to use Preston because many of you know him, and I've known Preston for a long time, and he's in this room, right? We have obligated each other because we give to one another. I know Preston's family. Preston knows I have a family, right? He knows how to call me, and we can talk about so many. I know what Preston does, even outside of network marketing. I know what he does. I know the books that he's written, right? We invest into these other ventures. I know what academy. I know what kind of school he wants to teach. I know how he's developing young people to have a business mindset. I know about Boss Academy. See, I know these things, and see, because I know these things because I have invested in the relationship with Preston Scott. So therefore, because I have invested in the relationship, I have obligated him to want to invest back into me. That's the law of obligation among relationships. So when you're looking at relationship, you got to be willing to go deep. You got to get out of the shallowness, and you got to be willing to humble yourself. Humble yourself. So they say a fool does not want to heed to correction. Because when you're now going to get around that person who is where you want to be, there's going to be some constructive criticism along the way. Because they're where you want to be. But go into the mindset with this principle that I'm going to do exactly what you do. So Preston Scott, if you're an international executive, if you're a regional diamond, guess what? If you tell me I got to spin on my head 5 times every morning to become a regional diamond, guess what? I'm going to do such thing. Now, see, this is where everybody misses it. See, because in the law of relationships, when you understand how to build relationships, guess what? You learn that, guess what? If he's where I want to be and I'm investing in that relationship, then now, guess what? Jump, how high? Or I'm going to say how high, because I want to be where you want to be. I got the Emmy Award because I did exactly what Paul Zucker did. I didn't have to move to Phoenix and move to Michigan and move all over the country and pay my dues, as they say in the industry. I was able to develop myself from production assistant right into a $100,000 career in CBS News, right from the comfort of my homegrown city of Philadelphia. All because I utilized the universal law of relationships. So hit 6 principles and we out. Principle 1. New friendships are benefiting for wealth creation. New friendships are benefiting for wealth creation. How many new friends are you going to get this week? Well, I don't like having a lot of friends. See? Well, what if people are going to hurt you? See? Don't look at it that way. People are always going to be people. And sometimes there are some people that are going to come in your life for a season. Some are going to come in for a couple months, and some are going to come in for a lifetime. But they're doing their part in your life. So being afraid to invest in more relationships for fear of losing them will only cost you more harm than good. Because there are going to be those who are going to come in your life and they're going to be gone tomorrow. John Maxwell says it. Those who begin with you will not end with you, but those in the beginning. This people in my life that was in the beginning stages. They're not running with me anymore, but they played a part, and that's all you got to understand. That everybody you meet, they're going to play a part in your life. Okay, Bianca, I like that. You said that's me. Awesome. So new friendships are benefiting for wealth creation. Your next level, again, change happens at the speed of relationships. Where you're going to go tomorrow, your tomorrow is going to be based on the people in your circle. I promise you that. Your tomorrow is going to be based on the people in your circle. Your seasons will change in your life based on the people in your life. Your seasons will change based on the people in your life. Okay, that was free. Principle number 2. Helping others helps improve your life. Helping others helps improve your life. Like I said, see, if Preston called me on the phone, I'm willing to help him out. I'm willing to help a leader out. I'll pick up a leader at the airport. I've done it. I'll carry their jacket. I'll carry their suitcase. Oh, you just brown nosing. Oh, you just kissing. You know what? Call it what you want to call it, baby, because I'm going to the top. I'm going to glean everything I can from this leader. I still love picking up mentors and people of high influence from the airport. I would love doing that. Because, man, I got a whole half an hour. And, man, I would take the scenic route back to the hotel. Just so I can ask every question that I possibly can. Because I got a free opportunity to get all information out of that individual. See? That's my mindset. And that's why I have been able to do a lot of things that accomplish in my life. I pick up the phone and I call. When I wrote my book, I called my mentor and said, can you endorse my book? He says, absolutely yes. You know why he said yes? Because I had invested in him. The law of relationships. So helping others helps improve your life. And see, so when you're in this business, even if you have a team, you grow in a team. Not only helping your upline, but helping your downline. Being there for them. Because this is a relationship business. I love the fact that, folks, I don't ever burn bridges. I had a phone call yesterday from a gentleman that I respect, and he respects me. And we went separate ways, but the fact that I could call him and he still respects me enough to say, Jamal, listen, man, I'm about to build another project. You know, I just want to call you because I highly respect you for your integrity. And although I had to say, no, I'm focused here with vacation, I'm really focused here, but just to make the phone call. Why? Because helping others help improve your life. Principle number 3. Be proud to let people know what you do. We're talking about building relationships. Be proud to let people know what you do. See, in building relationships, right? See, how do I build a relationship with a complete stranger? Asking them what they do and sharing what I do. Because in sharing what I do, I'm actually sharing what I do because I am here to offer you for service whatever you need done. If you need more income, I'm telling you what I do because as a relationship, I'm going to help you achieve those things you want in your life. That's why I'm telling you what I do. I am a network marketer. I am a smile giver. See, people say, what do you do? I don't say I'm a network. I don't say I'm a business owner. No, I'm a smile giver. I help. See, that's one thing you can use every now and then. I help put smiles on people's faces. Tell somebody that and see why they went. Wow, you do? Well, can you please put a smile on my face? Hey, how soon can you talk? How soon can you spare 15 minutes so I can put a smile on your face? What do you do, Jamal? I am a success coach. I'm a success coach. What do you mean? I help people generate success. Really? How do you do that? How soon can you spare 15 minutes? And I can share some information with you. See? Be proud to let people know what you do. Be proud that you're in vacation. Be proud that you're a travel agent. Show the world that you could travel and get great deals. Be proud of it. Principle number 4. You investing in the law of relationships, you get a chance to love others and not just yourself. You get a chance to love others and not just yourself. You should love yourself first. Because I would say if you don't love yourself, you can't love, how you expect anybody to love you? But once you get over that hump and you love yourself, and if you don't love yourself, that's a whole other call. You need to call me for some coaching, right? So I can get you back to loving yourself. Okay? But that's not what this call is about. We're talking about now that you love yourself, you get a chance to love others. That's the best thing in the world. That's why philanthropists and humanitarians and people that give lots of money to United Way and nonprofit organizations, because they love the chance and now they have built this wealth and now we can give to others. We can love on others. Sometimes I love doing things for people when they can't give back to me. I love when I'm able to help my downline, help my organization, get the love on them. You leaders know what I'm talking about. And it just feels good. And that's why I tell them, you can call me, right? Because you understand that I get joy, I get satisfaction. Because I understand this is a relationship business. Because at the end of the day, it's all about the relationships in your life. You show me that your top 5 people in your life, and I can show you your life. Number 5, it helps you learn how to serve and to be served. When you understand law of relationships, principle number 5 says it helps you learn how to serve and to be served. See, it's all about servanthood. See, when you are a sponsor, see, they use the word recruit. And recruit, you don't use the word recruit a lot because I like the word sponsorship. Sponsor. Responsible. Sponsor. When I sponsor someone, I'm not just bringing them into business to leave them hung and dry. If you know you're going to jump in this business and you don't care about people, and you don't feel like spending the time, and you don't like people. I actually, people say I don't like people, and I quickly tell them, well, this is definitely not the business for you. Now you could become a travel agent, or you could just use the benefits of travel. But I would not recommend you build a business, build an organization, because this is all about servanthood. And another principle by Bob Proctor: the person who serves the most people The person who helps the most people makes the most money. Ha! Principle, time tested. The person who helps the most people makes the most money. So instead of going out there trying to recruit people into your business, lead with a servant's heart rather than leading with trying to make a dollar. Because people can tell your motive all day long. Lead with your heart and not your wallet. Because it helps you learn how to serve. See, when you're building relationships, you're going to learn that you have to learn how to serve. You're going to have to learn how to serve others, or you will be a lone ranger. You will be a hermit sitting at home in an NFL club where you have no friends left. Now, I like the NFL, the football team, but you don't want to be part of your own NFL when you're sitting at home and you have no friends left. Now, the last principle is going to be pretty interesting. And this one's going to speak very deep to those of you who really want to build a successful business and a successful life. And if you ever saying, why can't I get people? I can't get people to follow me. I can't get people to follow me. Why? See, folks, as a personal life coach here, why I say things the way I say them a lot of times, because I have asked the tough questions always about my life and the life of why others do what they do. And I asked that question when I was in a company when I first started in marketing at 19 years old. And I remember asking myself, I went the first 6 years of not having much success in the industry. And I was in a company, the company's not around anymore. So I want everyone to type the operative word in this company's name. The company was called The Free Network. Can anyone type the operative word in that company's title? Thank you, Debbie. The operative word was free. It was free to sign up, and no monthly members, no monthly fees. And yet, I could barely sign up anyone in that company. I had some courtesy sign-ups. You know what I call courtesy sign-ups? I had people that signed up just because they felt bad for me. Right? I had courtesy sign-ups. But I couldn't build the business. And one of the things that I learned early on was based on principle number 6. Principle number 6 of the law of relationships. Are you ready? Are you ready? Here we go. The power of predictability. The power of predictability. See, when you're looking at relationships, you have to understand that people are looking at you. When you look at the law of attraction, that simply says, see, folks, it's just the way it is. It's a universal law. Jamal didn't say it. Kip didn't say it. Preston didn't say it. Bruce didn't say it. Rick Tracy didn't say it. Angela didn't say it. We didn't say it. Donald Bradley didn't say it. The universe has stated that you attract exactly who you are. And I learned that the hard way. You attract, my coach said it to me and it slapped me in the face, and I still feel that sting across my face. When she said to me, no, Jamal, you attract exactly who you are. Because the excuses that you make are the ones that you will continue to get in your business. Oh, wow. I thought it was the people that didn't have the money. I kept getting people saying, I don't have the money, I don't have the money, I don't have the money, I don't have the money. And when I realized that because I make that excuse, that I don't have the money, because I accept that excuse for my own personal life, guess what? I'm going to continue to attract that excuse. The law of predictability. See, be consistent in, here it goes, Be consistent in your treatment of people. Be consistent in your treatment of people. Because the word will spread. The word will get around. Even before you get into business. See, I always say, how you live life on the outside will determine your business on the inside. Because they won't tell you I'm not getting your business because, I notice how you treat people. But being predictable, and they're gonna think about your predictability. Are you known for leading people? Are you known for quitting and giving up? Are you known for bouncing around from one thing to the next thing continually? And unfortunately, I've had that experience because, I would say I never left companies. Companies always left me. But in that, unfortunately, guess what? I had to suffer some losses. Because people said when a company fell, they unfortunately, and this is the way it is, they didn't blame the company. They'll look at me and say, well, the company fell, so Jamal. And that's what happens. The law of predictability. Be consistent in your treatment of people. See? Practice predictability. People, you have to be a predictable person, and based on who you are is what people see. They see you before they see you, if you understand what I mean. They see you before they really see you. They hear you before they really hear you. That's why they say 97% of communication is nonverbal. They know if you really care. People can hear when you really care. As they say, you got to be tuned into WIIFM. That radio station is the most powerful radio station in the universe. The call letters stand for what's in it for me. Are you really a relationship-oriented person? Or are you just trying to make a dollar on me? When you say you enjoy helping people, do you really, really mean that? And nothing amazes me when I can see a leader who you can never get on the telephone. I mean, you mean, really? I've gone 3-4 days and I can't get a hold of you? And especially with today's technology, Facebook and text messaging? Don't ask me to be on your team. Because my first question to you is, what is your leadership capabilities like? Will I be able to get a hold of you? Are you known for getting the information if I need a question asked? Do you show up at events? Are you predictable? Are you known for never going to events? Are you known for telling people what to do but you never do it? See, I learned a long time ago. I always try to get my team to do what I say. Even every day, I got to remind myself of this. Even to this very day. Because my coach said to me, Jamal, people don't do what you do. They do what you say. I'm sorry. Reverse. See? Yeah, is that what I'm doing? People don't do what you say. They do what you do. And it's a universal law again. Because as much as I can try to fake like I'm doing something behind the scenes, but folks, I can tell you all the time that when I get to prospecting and I get to building my team and I get to advertising and marketing businesses, all of a sudden my team starts to grow. You think so? Why? Because it's the universal principle. You get what you are. So if you want to become more, if you want to receive more, if you want to recruit better people, you have to become better. If you want to recruit a stud, you got to become a stud. If you want to have more, you got to become more. Practice the law of predictability. Never impose your emotions and mood swings on people. See? Because when you're not practicing predictability, now you only can go off your emotions. And you're off the handle. You're up and down. But see, when you understand the law of relationships, you will learn to have balance. And now your predictability factor will be higher. So you don't have to utilize your emotions and your mood swings on people, and you can now use principles because you are predictable. How predictable are you right now? in your business, in your vacation business. This all relates to building your business and practicing the law of relationships. Because if you cannot build a relationship with people, you cannot build a fast and amazing team. If you don't know how to relate to your uplines and understand the reason why you want to be very close to them. So there's a reason why some people get more attention than others. You got to learn how to get the attention. That's not fair. You just came into business 2 months ago and President more than I get his attention. Well, what is that person doing more than you? I could never get my upline on the phone. Well, they say the squeaky wheels always gets the oil. The squeaky wheels always gets the oil. I learned that a long time ago. If you make a lot of noise and you burn and you have a big fire, oh, people are going to come to watch you burn, baby. Trust me. You can't have a big fire and not attract people. You can't make a lot of noise. People, if there's a noise outside right now, how many know if you hear a big car, something happen outside, you want to go to your window and watch. And look, why? Because of the noise. So, it's 11:57. I have concluded. I just kind of put this together, but I hope that this was great. I hope that you guys learned something. I hope that you will go out there and trust me, when I see you in person, you will now understand why I'm going to hug your neck and I'm going to shake your hand and I'm going to talk to you. You're going to say, why is this guy talking to me like he don't even know me? I don't know him. It's all because when I meet people, every time I meet a new individual, I say to myself one thing. Why did I meet you? When I met Rick and Tracy Hargrove, they don't even realize. I saw so much from them when we were sitting down here in Atlanta, Georgia. And they left an impression on me. Why? Because I think just when I first met them, see, I'm wired when I meet people that I want to know that if I come to Maryland, that I can say, hey, Rick, can I meet up with you, man? That he would know enough about me. That I left enough impression because I didn't just want to walk around the room and go in the back of the room like I didn't know anybody. No, I heard about this Rick and Tracy Hargrove. I never met them, so when I finally got to shake his hand, I'm going to give him a good handshake and a good hug. Why? Because I'm bent on the law of relationships. Because who knows that Rick may have an answer that I need. He may have a bridge that's going to cross me over to my next level that I need in my life. It may not even be in network marketing. It may not be in vacation. It may be in knowing, because I understand the law of relationships, that relationship, and folks, I can tell you in my life, everything has been blessed and grown, not because I'm so good, because I surround myself by great people and I allow myself to get to know new people and be willing to be in relationships. Get out of this pious attitude and have a humble heart and a humble spirit about you. And you watch your business grow. Your business will grow so fast and you will find favor with people. People say, you know what, I just want to be in your team because of your law of relationships and your predictability. So folks, y'all have an awesome rest of the weekend. Hey, go on the Facebook page, go on the Creators of Wealth page and share some information. Share with the group what you learned today, right? And go out there and begin to develop some new sound relationships. And remember the 6 principles that we taught today. Have a good day, everybody, and we'll see you next Saturday. I will assume that Kent will be back. And don't forget all the calls that go on throughout the week. The Sunday night Teamwork Global call, locker room call, and then other calls. We have the calls every morning. And then all the webinars we have for the team. Just stay plugged in. And a lot of Super Saturdays going on. They're doing the boot camp training all around the country. And I was at the one last weekend, folks, in Atlanta, and it was on fire. Trust me, you don't want to miss the boot camps that's going on around the country. So have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you next week on the next conference call. This call is officially over for now. Bye-bye for now.